Since April, the Congolese army, supported by the UN peacekeeping mission, have been battling the M23 rebels. The violence began when several hundred disgruntled government soldiers deserted the army and joined the rebels, led by Bosco Ntaganda, nicknamed the Terminator. Ntaganda has been indicted by the International Criminal Court, and recently the ICC issued a new warrant for his arrest for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Last month, in a major policy shift, the U.S. State Department announced it would be cutting $200,000 in military aid to Rwanda, and several other Western nations followed suit and also trimmed their aid. Jennifer Cook, head of the Africa program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, says since 1994, Rwanda has enjoyed immense support from the West.
I think perceptions of Rwanda are definitely changing. There's been a lot of hesitance by the U.S. to be too critical of Kagame. You know, there's the overhang of guilt from the genocide and not taking action soon enough. There's the idea that Kagame did restore stability and after a terrible, terrible situation. Rwanda is being seen as a kind of a model aid recipient, using the assistance well, transparently, kind of speaking the language of the West on the development side. And so there's been the hesitance to critique him on whether it's domestic policies in terms of kind of authoritarian rule or the narrowing of political space, or for his external engagement.
In eastern Congo last month, hundreds of people demonstrated against Rwanda's support of the rebels. Meanwhile, here in Washington, some members of the Congolese diaspora camped out in front of the Rwandan embassy. Kambali Masavuli, a spokesman for Friends of the Congo, explained why.
It's definitely a symbolic move, but we do think it's very encouraging. For the past decades, over a decade, Rwanda has acted with total impunity for its actions in the Congo, with the U.S. actually taking steps to end the culture of impunity by withholding aid. It sends signal to the international community that Rwanda's image is not that clean.
Another protester shares Masavuli's sentiment.
We've been treated unfairly. In the eyes of the Creator, every human being is accounted for. There's 6 million, 8 million Congolese killed, 4 million women raped. It's a silent genocide. The world has forgotten about us. And we're very disappointed about the leaders of the world, the media of the world, the people of the world. Everybody knows what's going on.
Felicity Kudo, a Congolese native who traveled from New York to Washington to voice her concern about the issue of sexual violence in eastern Congo.
As a woman, I'm deeply moved by the fate of my sisters back in the Congo. And in the Congo, women are being raped, they've been stabbed in the womb. The children are being raped. That is unacceptable. That is a total violation of human rights.
Despite the violence, Jennifer Cook believes there is hope for a diplomatic solution through dialogue.
Ultimately, there's going to need a strong diplomatic push that involves the government in the DRC, so Kabila and Kagame, to come to some kind of agreement on a security architecture for that region.
According to the UN, violence began gripping the eastern Congo in the late 1990s, and has since caused more than 5 million deaths and forced hundreds of thousands of citizens to flee from their homes. Analysts say the conflict has been termed Africa's Great War, and at one time or another involved at least 8 countries. VOA tried to contact the Rwandan embassy in Washington for comment, but they declined. Perez for VOA News.